You log into your banking app on a random Tuesday and you just stare at the screen. Because you make good money, right? You probably make way more than your parents did at your exact age. But somehow you feel completely broke, like you're running on a treadmill that just keeps speeding up, and every time you get a raise, the cost of simply existing eats it alive. I mean, where the hell is it all going? Most people think it's the little things. You know the drill. The boomer financial advice. They tell you it is the $3 lattes and the avocado toast. They literally say that if you just skipped Starbucks, you would suddenly own a 4-bedroom house with a white picket fence. Most people think clipping coupons and denying yourself tiny joys builds wealth. But the math proves it is actually your invisible, massive, systemic habits that are actively murdering your future. It is not the coffee, it is the math you are ignoring. And that is exactly what we are tearing apart today on Breaking Finance. I'm Heisenbank, and honestly, I am so tired of fake financial gurus telling you to stop buying toilet paper to save a buck. We don't do that here. We are going to expose the real mathematical traps engineered to keep you poor now that we are deep into 2026. Because the economy changed, the rules changed, and the stuff your bank desperately hopes you never figure out is sitting right in front of you. If you internalize just one of these 5 wealth killers, you stop playing defense. You start building actual walk-away money. Let's get to it. Number 5 on the hit list is the subscription bleed. Look, people don't go broke from one massive catastrophic purchase anymore. They bleed out from 1,000 tiny digital paper cuts. $10 here, $15 there. You have Netflix, Hulu, your gym membership you never use, 3 different AI writing tools, a meal kit delivery service you forgot to cancel, and like some random app that reminds you to drink water. Seriously, you pay to be reminded to drink water? It feels completely harmless because it is frictionless, but let's look at the brutal math. Let's say you have $200 a month in random, unchecked subscriptions. You don't even notice it leaving your checking account. If you took that $200 a month and instead you dropped it into a boring S&P 500 index fund, returning an average of 8% a year over 20 years, that money turns into almost $115,000. Over $100,000 gone because you wanted commercial-free reruns of The Office. You are trading a down payment on a rental property for digital junk food. Number 4, and this is the absolute strongest trap out there, the 84-month metal coffin. Car debt. It makes me physically sick. We live in a society where people will negotiate for days to save $50 on a TV, but they will sit in a dealership and sign away a decade of their life just because the salesman asked, "What do you want your monthly payment to be?" Never answer that question. Let's do the violent math. The average new car price right now is hovering around $48,000, and because cars are so ridiculously expensive, the banks got smart. They rolled out the 84-month loan, 7 years of payments. Let's say you finance $45,000 at a 9% interest rate, because, let's face it, rates are still sticky. Your payment is about $725 a month. You pay that for 7 years. At the end of it, you paid the bank over $15,000 just in interest, so your $45,000 car actually cost you over $60,000 out of pocket. But wait, it gets worse. Cars are depreciating assets. They are dropping in value every second you own them. So after 7 years, that car is worth maybe, $16,000? You spent $60,000 to end up with $16,000. You literally set $44,000 on fire. Now flip it. If you drove a cheap $10,000 beater and invested that same $725 a month for those 7 years at 8%, you would have over $80,000 in cash. That is a $125,000 swing in your net worth, just because you wanted leather seats and a bigger screen on your dashboard to sit in traffic. Stop buying cars you cannot afford. Stop it. Before we hit number 3, which is entirely psychological and probably the reason you are broke right now. If you are actually getting value out of this brutal honesty, hit the subscribe button. No gimmicks, just real numbers every single week to keep your head straight. We're building a community of people who refuse to be financially manipulated. Join us. All right, number 3, doom spending. This is new. This is a purely 2026 psychological disease. You look at the housing market, you look at rent, you look at groceries, and your brain just short circuits. You think, well, I'm never going to be able to afford a $1.2 million starter home anyway, so I might as well buy this $2,000 Gucci bag. It is financial nihilism disguised as self-care. It's your brain seeking a cheap, immediate hit of dopamine because the long-term goal feels mathematically impossible. You're essentially punishing your future self because you are mad at the current economy. And I get it. I really do. The system feels rigged. But doom spending is exactly what the system wants you to do. The corporations want you to give up on ownership and settle for consumption. They want you buying luxury watches and premium clothes instead of accumulating assets. Because as long as you're spending your leftover cash on status symbols to numb the pain of not owning real estate, you will never, ever be a threat. You'll be a permanent renter working a job you hate to pay off credit cards you maxed out to impress strangers on the internet. Break the cycle. Put the credit card away. Number 2, the cash illusion. A lot of you think you are playing it super safe. You have a big pile of cash sitting in a high-yield savings account. You log in, you see 4.5% APY, and you pat yourself on the back. You think you are beating the system. You are bleeding out, and you don't even know it. Let's do the math on your safe money. You have $50,000 in a savings account making 4.5%. That is $2,250 in interest for the year. Sounds nice, right? Wrong. First, the IRS steps in. You owe ordinary income tax on that interest. Let's say you're in the 24% bracket. Boom. The government takes $540. You are left with $1,710. Your real return just dropped to 3.4%. But then, inflation. Let's say real inflation, not the manipulated government numbers, but the actual cost of groceries and insurance, is running at 4%. Your money grew by 3.4%, but your life got 4% more expensive. You actually lost purchasing power. You were going backwards safely. Holding a massive emergency fund is smart. Hoarding cash because you are too terrified by stocks or real estate is a guaranteed mathematical loss. You have to buy assets that outpace inflation and taxes. Period. And finally, number 1, the casino mentality. Sometime around 2021 and bleeding all the way into right now, investing stopped being about owning a piece of a profitable business and turned into a global casino. Everyone wants to get rich by Friday. You see 19-year-olds on TikTok claiming they made $2 million trading 0 days to expiration options or flipping some meme coin that is named after a dog wearing a hat, and you feel stupid. You feel like a sucker for putting your money into a boring index fund. So you take $5,000 and you decide to trade it. You are not a trader. You are gambling against algorithmic supercomputers on Wall Street that process information in nanoseconds. They can see your order flow. They know exactly where your stop loss is. You are bringing a plastic spoon to a thermonuclear war. Wealth is not built overnight. It is boring. It is watching paint dry. It is consistently, aggressively buying quality assets, index funds, real estate, strong businesses, and letting compound interest do the heavy lifting for a decade. The casino mentality will wipe you out. It ruins your baseline dopamine levels, it destroys your attention span, and it absolutely obliterates your principal. Stop trying to outsmart the market. Own the market. Look, the entire consumer economy is perfectly designed to extract every single dollar you make. From the cars, to the subscriptions, to the psychological traps that make you feel like you deserve a treat for surviving a Tuesday. To win in 2026, you have to completely shift your paradigm. You have to stop acting like a consumer and start acting like an owner. You have to realize that every dollar you save and invest is not a restriction on your current life. It is buying back a piece of your future freedom. And I'll leave you with this. As the great Charlie Munger once said, the first rule of compounding: never interrupt it unnecessarily. Stop interrupting your own wealth. I am Heisenbank. See you on the next one.